Let's go to women's basketball. 25 through 21 go Ole Miss, South Dakota State, Florida State, Creighton before they got beat last night, and Alabama. 20 through 16 goes Tennessee, Kansas State, Maryland, Oklahoma State, and at 16 is West Virginia. Ohio State at 15, Baylor 14, Kentucky 13, North Carolina 12. At least one North Carolina team has sealed their spot in the tournament. 11, Oklahoma, and then your top 10. At 10 is LSU, NC State at 9, Notre Dame at 8, and I'll talk about those two teams in just a moment. TCU 7, they blew away the competition in the Big 12. Texas at 6, they got drilled by South Carolina in the SEC final. Oh, wait a minute. Duke is at 7, the ACC champs. And I'll have Chris Edwards, the voice of the Duke Blue Devils women's basketball team, on here sometime tomorrow. At 6 is TCU. As I mentioned, they're blowing through the Big 12 tournament. At 5 is Texas, USC 4, UConn 3, South Carolina 2, and the new number 1 team in women's basketball, UCLA. And UCLA claimed that top spot after beating USC for the Big Ten women's tournament title.
Yeah. That's really not a surprising top 10, to be honest. I mean, to see UCLA and South Carolina both jump 3, that's not surprising to me.
Not to me at all. The way they've been playing all year, UConn holding steady at 3, and I still got UConn winning it all.
I will say the interesting thing is you would think it'd be the top 4 in this as your top 4 in the brackets, but turns out not so much.
Top 4 in the brackets?
South Carolina is so far your overall number 1. UCLA is going to take Region 2. Region 3 in Spokane is USC. Region 4, Birmingham, Texas.
That's not surprising to me. That's not surprising to me. Even though Texas got drilled by South Carolina in the SEC tournament final, Texas and South Carolina both deserve 1 seeds.
And by the way, UConn has currently flipped to Region 4, 2nd seed. So they're at the bottom of the bracket.
Who's at the top of that bracket?
Texas. Which means UConn would have to run through either Louisville or Oregon because they're the 7-10. West Virginia, Columbia, Kentucky, or Liberty. And then Texas would have to run through either Illinois or Richmond, and then Maryland, Florida, Gulf Coast, North Carolina is sitting at a 4, and Ball State.
UConn, Texas for the regional championship. UConn, Texas.
Damn.
At the end of the month, March 30th and 31st are the women's Elite 8.
Damn. By the way, you want to know a very interesting thing when it comes down to Region 2?
Talk to me.
The 1 seed with UCLA, their games are going to be played in Los Angeles.
Oh, Lord. They don't have to go far.
And the 2 seed in the same bracket is Notre Dame, and their games are in South Bend.
Oh, that's not fair. Oh, that's not fair. They get Purcell Pavilion and the Leprechaun Legion. Because anyone who hasn't watched, I should say, the women's basketball, NCAA basketball tournament, they always the top teams, the higher seed teams, always host the first round games.
Yep. Notre Dame at home is going to be wild.
They get Purcell Pavilion and a full 11,000 for the Leprechaun Legion.
Yep. And taking a look at things, NC State is playing in Raleigh in the 2 seed in Region 3.
Oh, brother.
And what makes it worse is the 1 seed being USC, Los Angeles. So you're going to have UCLA and USC both playing in LA.
So UCLA gets to host at Pauley Pavilion. USC gets to host at the Galen Center.
Yep. Youch.
Uh-huh.
And that means, of course, UConn gets their games at home as well in stores.
Mm-hmm. In stores. Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine
those 2 games be the last time that crowd will get to see Paige Beckers?
Yep.
Because Beckers is coming out.
Yeah.
Beckers is coming out.
Yeah, she is. She's going to be drafted.
And she's going to the Dallas Wings.
That would not surprise me in the slightest.
No. She's going to be the top pick.
Yeah.
Now, let's see if Paige Beckers gets the same amount of attention that Caitlin Clark did. I say she will.
I think she's going to get a decent amount, but I don't know if it's going to be on the same level.
Point. Very good point.
I mean, Caitlin came in, almost on a Jordan level of attention.
Mm-hmm.
Paige is going to be coming in more along the lines of like the draft class of 2003.
Wow. That's high praise.
I mean, look at what she's done with UConn.
Mm-hmm.
She deserves it.
Absolutely. Absolutely, she does. Paige Beckers versus Caitlin Clark.
Those would be interesting games.
Must see TV. All right, let me touch on one more thing before we get out of here. And I hate bringing her name up, but Angel Reese.
Dear God, what the hell are we doing talking about her?
Someone brought this to my attention, and I figured I'd speak on it.
The fact that this whole 3-on-3 experiment with her is failing miserably.
Yeah, because she hasn't gotten better.
No, she hasn't. That's the thing. I've caught some of the games with Angel actually playing, and she's almost regressed.
Mm-hmm. She has.
Her jump shot is non-existent right now.
She never had one.
Well, she's been trying to find it. Well, I hate to tell you something. You're going to need a magnifying glass to keep it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because she has zip for a jumper right now.
Not a thing.
I mean, she's been trying to develop it, and I mean, she's been doing the fundamental to get it. It just isn't there.
And she doesn't trust it either.
No. I mean, yes,
it's not
banging
she does not trust it.
Banging into the post is one thing, but every good center in the NBA, whenever you watch them, always had a fallback jump shot.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you play the post like Angel does.
Yeah, and Angel just doesn't have that mid-range shot.
Mm-hmm.
She's either come up short or it's bricked off the back iron.
Mm-hmm.
And it just hasn't gotten that development.
Why do you think that is?
Because she didn't have it in college.
I'll tell you something else. Michael Jordan never had a good jumper in college, but what did he do to make himself a good jump shooter?
Work ethic. Angel Reese doesn't have the work ethic. None of the kids, I scratch that. Most of the kids nowadays don't have the work ethic.
They have the talent, but they won't put in the work to perfect it.
No, they won't. And it's the ones that are willing to do it, i.e. Caitlin Clark, i.e. Paige Beckers,
i.e. Lisa Leslie, i.e. Cynthia Cooper, i.e. Cheryl frickin' Miller.
Those are the ones that will define your team. And this is why Angel Reese has been having the problems she has.
And it's sad to see that.
It is, because we covered some of her games.
Yes, we have.
And she has all of that potential. She's got the post game. She just doesn't have the jumper to back it up.
We covered her regional championship last year when Caitlin Clark got even with LSU. Now, I will give all the flowers in the world to Angel Reese for this. She played a gutty game with a knee injury. And folks, we tracked it. It was a very significant knee injury.
Yes.
Very significant. And she hung in there. 17 points, 22 rebounds. She hung in there. And then in a press conference during her rookie year, she said she doesn't mind playing the villain for the league. Angel, I hate to tell you this, but yeah, you're good as a villain, but your game isn't.
I was about to say she doesn't have the skill set to be the villain yet.
And she's asking for more money, or she threatens to sit out. Angel, shut up. Just shut up.
You want more money, keep being an influencer on social media.
And that's about what she's going to become if she's not careful.
Earn the paycheck. Put in the work to get paid if you think you deserve to get paid.
If you think and we coach each other on this all the time. Shane and I have coached each other since we've been friends. And thank you to the Dark Knight, LaShawn Encarnacion, for introducing us. Shane always told me, and I always told him, make your work ethic your business.
Yeah.
And then my wife comes along many years later and teaches me this lesson. Treat your show and your work from home setup like it's your business.
Yep.
In other words, these two have told me, and I continue to tell them, to handle their business. That's it, and that's all.
Exactly.
That's it, and that's all. Tonight, NHL hockey. The Edmonton Oilers will take on the Buffalo Sabres. And I promised I'd do a hockey broadcast. I've been wanting to do it. I'm going to get back in the booth for it tonight. 6:30, your pregame, 7 o'clock, your face-off. Tomorrow, it's a wacky Women's Wednesday, and we'll dive more into women's sports. Till then, have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope you all are too. Big West Women's Tournament coming starting Wednesday. So long, everybody. The bronze sexual bullshit is tomorrow. Bye.
James Winston.